Who the heck am I to talk about grief?
Hey friends, welcome to the Inner Spark podcast. I'm your host, Casey Tayton. If you're looking to hear stories of transformation and personal growth, this podcast is for you. My guest and I will be sharing those sparking moments that has changed them into living a more fulfilling, authentic life. I'm so excited for you to hear each unique story. So sit back, relax, and let's get started.
Hey friend, welcome back to the Inner Spark podcast. This is a shower sprinkle in the grief series. You know, before I launched this series, I almost didn't. And not because I didn't believe in it, because I got in my own head. Imagine that. I kept asking myself, who the heck am I to talk about grief? And maybe you've asked yourself a question like that before. Maybe it was, who am I to start the business? Who am I to share my story? Who am I to help someone else when I'm still healing myself? I asked all those questions. And then something happened. Someone reached out after listening to the first couple episodes and said, "Thank you. I finally feel like I know how to be there for my friend who's grieving." Let that sink in. And in that moment, I realized this series isn't about me having all the answers. It's about me starting conversations we don't have enough. Because here's the truth. Everybody talks about love. Everybody talks about happiness. Everybody tells us, stay positive. But who's talking about grief? Not just the grief of losing someone we love. The grief of losing your health. The grief of losing your relationship. The grief of watching your kids grow up. The grief of letting go of a dream. Or even grieving the person you used to be. I've lived every one of those in some way. And I still am. And that's when it hit me. I'm not doing this series because I'm an expert on grief. I'm doing it because I'm human. Because I've sat in the doctor's offices. I've questioned who I was after my health changed. I've lost people I love. I've had to let go of versions of myself I thought I'd forever be. And maybe you have too. One of the biggest things I've learned is that grief doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. It means you loved. It means something mattered. It means you're human. And if we can't normalize talking about grief the same way we normalize talking about joy, maybe fewer people will feel like they have to carry it all alone. Let me say that one more time. Maybe fewer people will feel like they have to carry it all alone. Someone else reached out and asked me, why would you do a whole series on something so sad? And my answer is, have you listened? Because there are 2 episodes out, and in each of those episodes, there is so much laughter. Every single episode has hope. Every single episode reminds us that joy and grief can exist together. And that's really what I hope you take away from this entire series. I hope every episode gives you a new way to look at grief. I hope it helps you understand your own feelings a little bit better. I hope it gives you the courage to sit with someone who's hurting instead of feeling like you have to have all the right words. And more than anything, I hope you realize that you're not alone. Because every guest is bringing a different story, a different perspective, and a different way they've walked through grief. My hope is that somewhere along this journey, you'll hear something that makes you stop and think. Me too. And maybe you'll walk away feeling a little more seen, a little more understood, and a little more hopeful. That's what life is, my friend. So if you're listening today and you've been questioning whether you're the right person to share your story, whether you're the right person to help someone else, whether you've lived enough, let me remind you of something I had to remind myself. I'm Casey. I've lived it, and that's enough. Maybe you don't have all the answers. Maybe you're still healing. Maybe you're still figuring it out. But your story matters. Your voice matters. And if sharing your story helps just one person feel less alone, then it is worth sharing. And speaking of stories that need to be heard, next week's guest is one you are not going to want to miss. I just want to thank you for letting me share my heart today. If you're celebrating the 4th of July here in the US, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Stay safe, enjoy the people you love, and don't forget to laugh. Because even in the middle of grief, there is still room for joy.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode. I hope today's story inspired you to embrace your own journey of growth and change. Remember, transformation isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a review. If you found something that sparked you in this episode and may spark a friend, I encourage you to go share it with them. If you have your own story you would like to share, I would love to hear it, so please reach out to me. Until next time, friends, go have some fun and let those sparks fly.